pitching issues the whole year. I mean, honestly, if obviously when they're betting them, that's cool. But like, can you really say that Dean Kramer is really going to be a stopper for you? I mean,
Yeah.
I understand. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. And we're live right now, but we didn't tell anybody we were going live, so I don't expect people to be in here watching. You'll probably be watching this tomorrow morning. It's late here. It's after midnight where I'm at, 8 a.m. where he's at. We're just going to run through the 3 games. Toast is on fire right now, thank God, because college football is kicking my ass. Conference USA is kicking my ass right now, so that needs to stop. But
but I will say those conferences, there's ups and downs. I bet you go through a 2-week period where you can't miss on Thursday nights. Too,
yeah,
so.
it comes and goes. In those conferences, especially, there's such a little amount of data on the teams. Like you can't even you can't even find information on some of these teams. But all right, first game, Twins at Astros. I'm not even going to run a poll because there's probably like 10 people in here watching. So I mean, I'm just gonna. I'm Astros.
It's not even a question for me either. So I sent this out to our Discord as well. I'm on the Astros at plus 108. You can pretty much get it anywhere. It's still around plus. It's still at that number right now. So I don't know if it's going to change or not. But nothing of my candy cap really changes, especially in a blowout. Obviously this game earlier today was a blowout. So Houston I think had the advantage of not having to use all those bullpen pieces. So we'll just start with starting pitching. First and foremost, Joe Ryan. He's been okay at times, but he really has had struggled in his last month of the season. Not to say that I don't think he pitches well, but I think that people look and see Joe Ryan and then they see Jose Urquidy and they give an advantage to Minnesota. And I don't think that that's the case. I think that you saw today with Christian Javier, and you're going to continue to see it from these Astros. These guys are just born and bred to play in October. And I don't really worry about Jose Urquidy. He's looked fine in his couple of spot starts that he's had. Of course, he's gotten hit up a couple times. Yeah, of course. But at the same time, he's also looked good. He's also been in this position multiple times over the last 3 or 4 years as well. So it's not like he's walking into a situation that he's not comfortable being in. The Twins got their backs against the wall. The one thing I guess they got positive is that their game got pushed to tomorrow night instead of during the day. So we don't get to fade the Twins during the day. And since we know we all love to do that. But honestly, I just think that this Twins lineup looks lost. As we've talked about on this show, and many people have talked about their strikeout problems, and we saw it today. It's really hard. I mean, Correa is really like the only guy that's really producing in spots. I mean, Kepler got a hit today with hit that double, and then they ended up not getting a run out of it and whatnot. So I just don't trust this Twins team. I think that the Astros smell blood in the water. I said 2 days ago when the Astros got their asses kicked at home that this reminds me of 2021 and they got killed. They thought they were going to have to go into Boston and get smoked, and it didn't happen. They beat Boston 9-1 first night and 10-something the next night, and they went on their way to the ALCS. I think the same thing happens here today. There's not a thing in the world that anybody could tell me besides the fact that the home plate umpire had Minnesota that would take me to bet the Twins here. It is bad boys all day long, especially in October. And if you know me, I've been riding this team for so long, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, at first reaction, you would think this is mispriced, just minus 125 or whatever it's at right now. But they've been mispricing the Astros team based on what we saw a few weeks ago, a month ago. Like even today, I got in at Astros like 20 minutes before the first pitch at plus 114 on FanDuel. And part of me was like, plus 114. And then turned the game on. Altuve singles to start the game. Then I think it was Jordan Alvarez hit a double to put it on second and third with one out. And I was like, dude, this bet is already won. Like, there was just like I had no doubt. I was like, oh man, plus 114. That was too easy. So I'm not even second guessing this minus 125 price and the fact that
if they wouldn't have been mispriced like this for a while, I'd be worried about it. Cause like even yesterday I was like, man, at plus money, man, like, am I the one that's getting trapped here? Like, especially like in that Texas series too today. Like I thought that line today was really, really short. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, am I really going to like, I understand like the Baltimore with the sweeps and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, some of these lines are just way,
I didn't think
way
the Texas one. I didn't think the Texas one was that bad, but that's kind of like along the same lines. I don't think this one's that bad based on like if you take like the last couple months and yeah, I can see it. And also Joe Ryan's on the mound against Urquidy. So
Joe Ryan, plus the fact that the Astros have seen all these guys from the Twins bullpen now too. So it's not like they're throwing anybody out there. Yeah, I just don't see any advantages for Minnesota in this game at all. They used to have the pitching advantage. That is now gone. So especially with Dusty having a full bullpen to work with. So,
yep. And as expected, our poll's heavy on the Astros. Public's going to be on the Astros in this one. I bet you tomorrow, close to the first pitch, it'll probably be up at like -135.
It's because the public got slurped today taking them Twins at home.
The public was on the Twins?
Oh, it was heavy, reverse line movement. It was all beautiful for Astros. Everything that you would want as an Astro bettor happened today.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to game number 2. Braves, Phillies.
Oh, my God. First and foremost, yes, the Braves won, but that was probably one of the best playoff baseball games I've ever watched in my life. I still made money because I played the first 5, so it doesn't really hurt me that bad. But yeah, that was a absolute heartbreaker if you're Philly. Depending on who you ask, I know a lot of smarter baseball people than me. Depending on who you ask, some say the Harper situation was I don't know. Okay. Some people don't. I don't know. I think that you got to play the score right there. It is what it is. But either way, it's kind of funny too, because the Phillies before the series started, if you would have said the Phillies take 1 out of 2 in Atlanta, they're in the right spot to be in. But instead, they win that game 1, they lose game 2 like that, and they think the world's falling down. I don't understand.
It's like, is the heater over?
Yeah, the answer is going to be no for me. I'm on the Phillies. I know that it's disgusting, and I honestly looked at the Braves at a kind of a little bit of a short price for about 2 seconds, but then I saw Bryce Elder's name, and that made things a little bit easier for me. But the one thing, if you're watching this right now, you already know that Bryce Elder was very good at the beginning. There was a lot of people like me and others that said this regression is going to get him. Sooner or later, it's going to get him. It never really did. It started creeping in towards the end. I just think that it's a lot to ask of this kid that's already having trouble. And now you're going to go into Philadelphia, one of the hardest places to play in Major League Baseball, with the Phillies, who have like a 70% winning percentage in the playoffs, best all time. And now you're going to ask him to do that after what happened. I mean, you got Orlando Arcia chirping Bryce Harper, Orlando Arcia is like 1 for 14 in the playoffs. Like this is going to be a fantastic game. I'm taking the Phillies at home because they just never seem to lose at home. So I have no problem laying the short price with the Phillies here. I will curious to see what this line move does. Especially if this line drops at all with all that Braves money, like I'm probably going to double my bet on the Phillies. So it's kind of make or break. I do think that the Phillies lose this game, they're in a lot of trouble. So especially after the way that the last game ended. So very exciting to see how all this plays out here.
Yeah, I mean, this sucks that I have to do this, but how do you not bet the Phillies? And how do you not also take the Phillies on the first 5 run line at plus money? Aaron Nola, I usually at home as a favorite. That's my fade spot. Love fading, love fading Nola in that spot. But the last time the Braves came to Philly and tried to hit off Aaron Nola, he went 6 scoreless, 2 hits. He shut him down. Meanwhile, Bryce Elder's getting hit up left and right, including a start against the Phillies where they really hit him up. There's just I'll put the text on the screen too. I'm probably just gonna tail whatever Toast puts on the ticket tomorrow, but at a quick glance, I thought Philly's first 5 run line, it was at plus 105. Nola versus Bryce Elder in Citizens Bank Park. How do you not take that? I don't know.
And keep in mind, it's not like Bryce Elder has been pitching against like great competition. His last 4 starts, Pittsburgh, Miami, Philadelphia, and the Cubs, he went 12, 6, 18 innings and gave up 9, 11, 15 runs. And all those offenses besides the Phillies are very anemic. So, I'm not saying that I think that the Phillies are going to absolutely destroy them because the Braves are very good and they have bats to do it. But at this short of a price, I'm going to be tailing that first 5 bet as well. I just don't see the way that place is going to be absolutely insane tomorrow night. It'll be a fun game to watch no matter what.
Yep. And
I'm surprised there's so much money on the Braves. Like I was like shocked.
Actually, our poll's on the Braves. Now we only have 100 people in here. It's not the hugest sample, but 43% of the people watching right now click Braves. So that actually makes me feel a little bit better knowing that there are a lot of people out there taking the Braves. Because when I looked at it, trust me, I hate Philadelphia.
He hates. I can tell you guys right now. He loves to fade Aaron Nola at home, and the Phillies in general. So
Yeah.
you're just checking off every box.
Yeah, it just was too good to be true. Especially Bryce Elder looks bad. He looks bad. But
Not to mention that you're going to have everybody, those bullpen guys that can't really be trusted, and they've already been used a lot. It's just a lot. It's a tall task to ask for the Braves pitching staff. The Braves bats are going to have to do some work. So let's just hope for another Nola masterpiece like he has been giving us.
Yep. All right. The third and final game. There's not a fourth game because whoops.
Shit, thank my track to sexy.
Because the Rangers handled their shit. Lance Lynn, Brandon Pfaadt. What a weird playoff matchup that we thought we'd never see.
Yeah, and I wish that we didn't see it. I'm going to play – I haven't bet this yet. Some of this just can't – over 9.5 would be the only play. I guess I wouldn't – there's not a chance in hell I'm betting the Dodgers here. Not a chance in hell. If they're not going to play well at home – I mean – is there a part of me that thinks, oh, they got killed at home, they're going to, they can leave home? I love playing teams that just got their ass kicked at home, and now that first game back. I think it's October, and I think that the Snakes are playing with extremely, the way that they play and their bullpen. We talk about bullpens and how they're performing and stuff. That bullpen is locked down right now. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, all those guys aren't doing anything. And the one thing that I wanted to point out about that Arizona bullpen, those names might not do a lot for you, but if you watch them throw, they throw a lot of different arm angles at you. So, for instance, against that game, in that game with Gallen, you had Gallen throwing over the top these weird knuckles, and then you have the next guy, I can't think of his last name, but he's coming in throwing from the side or damn near under, and then you have another guy coming in the left. So they're looking at multiple arm slots. They've done a really good job of setting up that bullpen, and they're all pitching very well. The reason I say over is because, one, Lance Lynn's terrible. Brandon Pfaadt's been terrible. And these bullpens aren't really ones to be trusted. I understand the Dodgers bullpen has pitched a lot better. And I think that that's one thing about the last game that we haven't talked about and that people don't talk about enough is how well that Dodgers bullpen performed. Because remember, they got blitzed in that first inning. Dodgers bullpen gave up 1 run over the next 8 innings. So it's not like the Dodgers bullpen's been bad. The problem with that with me is that usually you have I would assume you kind of have a little bit of an advantage with the Dodgers and all that. But now this Arizona, not only playing free, but they've seen all these guys and they've seen them a lot. It's not like they're seeing them for 1 or 2 outs. They're seeing them for an inning and a half. So the visual memory index is just going to be crazy for both these teams. I just play it over. There's just no way in hell I play the Dodgers. There's just no chance in hell. I think that they come out and score some runs, but I thought that last night, and I thought that the night before that too. So I'm not going back to them the third time. It's D-backs or pass, but I'm probably just going to play over. I just want to see runs in the desert.
Yeah, I'll just bet the Snakes. They're hot, and I get to fade Lance Lynn. Obviously, Pfaadt pitching against the Dodgers lineup is terrifying, but like I said, Lance Lynn making a road start, and I'm getting a red-hot team with a red-hot bullpen at plus 120, plus 125. I'm going to take it. Snakes.
And keep in mind, I will say one thing that it's positive about Pfaadt is that he doesn't have a lot of back-to-back bad starts. For instance, his last start, let's just go back a few starts. September 10th against the Cubs, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. Comes back home against the Cubs, goes 6 innings scoreless. Gets hit up a little bit against the Yankees, goes back on the road against the White Sox, 5 innings scoreless. So there's positive things about there. So like I said, if you are betting the Diamondbacks, there's positive things about Pfaadt. Again, it's just the Dodgers, are they going to wake up? Mookie Betts, since 2021, those playoff runs, I think he's 3 for 33 or something like that. It is god awful how bad Mookie Betts has been.
So what is that, the last 3 playoffs or the last 2?
2, I think 2. Yeah, I think 2 plus this one or something like that. It's just, regardless, it's been very bad. So I can't honestly just sit up here and tell you that I think that the Dodgers offense is going to come to life because it hasn't seen it. But I just have a hard time believing that they don't. But this is a really hard game to cap. There's not a ton of value in this. I think I'm going to be hitting some prayer props in this one, but we'll have to see when the lineups are posted. But yeah.
Cool. All right. So you know what? Let's run a poll and see. So the poll winners were Braves, Diamondbacks, and what was the Astros. So let's see what our favorite bet as a unit is. How about that? And then we'll call it Astros money line, Braves money line, Diamondbacks money line. Let's see what our community bet is.
I vote Astros.
I think it's probably going to be Houston. That vote was pretty unanimous.
Yeah, I see 100. Oh, somebody else is coming in.
Community top bet, it's called. Yeah, there's 14 votes. There's not. It's after midnight in the East Coast. There's not going to be a ton of people in here voting.
7 votes in, and it's the Braves. All right.
It's a real heated election here. Looks like it's going to be the Astros. I'll give it 5 more seconds, though. Only 19 votes in, so it's not. 5, 4, 3, 2.
There's a feet emoji in there.
Need a prop for Beaver. Dude, that was some fun shit. Astros money line is the community top bet. All right. That's it. Talk to you guys in the Discord. I need to get some sleep. I've been working since like 6 a.m.
Go to bed. Thank you to Sauce. He stayed up an extra hour so I could go watch my kid play hockey. Thank you to Sauce for doing this for us.
No problem. Everyone have a great night. We'll talk tomorrow, and we'll hopefully win some college football bets. Good Lord. Tomorrow's going to be a good one.
I'm tailing. We're going to win.
Sam Houston State, I might take them on the money line. They're catching 3.5.
Oh, okay.
But all right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.